Well, so welcome back to another late night with the Moth. So this was a topic that has been on my mind for quite a bit, and honestly, this is something that I've wanted to talk about for quite a bit. Now, I did talk about this back in the original late night with Moth video, where I was talking about what I upload and why I upload it. And for those who didn't watch that, basically a quick TLDR is that what I upload is essentially really just up to my personal tastes. If I like a game, chances I'll make a review of it. If I, like the song, I might listen to the album and I might review it at some point. Yeah, there's been plenty of games that I've liked that I've done reviews of, such as the Call of Duty series. I'm actually working on a review for the Black Ops series. Recently just played Black Ops 6 and I'm replaying Black Ops 3. I'm also going to be trying out zombies in a multiplayer. But of course, there's times when I don't particularly enjoy a game or something, or I might not want to do a particular video. That's perfectly fine. There's some videos that, I do have fun making. There's times that I kind of realized that maybe what I did was just kind of over at that point. And so that comes to the main point, and that is, of course, whether or not, what determines when a video will not have a sequel, or will it not be something I continue to upload? So, of course, obviously, that's a interesting question. I guess it really depends on the person who's making the video. Obviously, there's bound to be some YouTubers that generally might not really enjoy the media that they talk about, but might only talk about it because they might be being paid to do so. Honestly, that's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna judge anyone for what they've uploaded, unless it's literally attacking other people for enjoying it, or just downright just kind of being a jerk to those who like the medium. There's some stuff I've reviewed before that I didn't particularly like. I mean, I was gonna review Battlefield 3. I didn't particularly like that one when I first played it. Wasn't gonna attack anyone who did play it. Was just gonna make fun of the game a bit. And when I never did that review, which I'm kind of glad about, because it would not be up to par to what I would upload, it did occur to me that, this could be an interesting talking point. And so the main question is, what do I upload? Why do I upload it? And when do I realize that something I might upload isn't exactly what I want to upload anymore? Well, usually what I upload is stuff that I frankly enjoy talking about. I like Mass Effect. I like talking about Mass Effect. So it makes sense to upload Mass Effect stuff. And it's the same thing with Skyrim. Yeah, I love Skyrim. And that's one of the reasons why I did over 150 videos about it and will still do more. It's a terrific game, and I think what really can make a YouTuber interesting is that they cover stuff that they enjoy. That's one of the reasons why I watched a lot of the members of the Pokemon community, is because there was genuine passion within the series. That's often why I avoid some YouTubers that just really do nothing but just constantly make negative reviews of stuff. Because, yeah, I'm not gonna tell people that they shouldn't review a particular piece of media. I'm just gonna say that there's some people that I kind of really cannot care much about if all that they do is just review stuff that they do not like. I personally kind of find that really to be a bit of an uninteresting way to approach content, but that's just simply me. So, I guess there's times when I am interesting piece of media, and when I do talk about it, I might eventually realize that this isn't really something for me. Now, I can respect people who do talk about that piece of media or who do want to do different things. Like with me, I used to review books. Well, I mean, not really, but I did talk about books quite a few times on my main channel, Moonlight Belladonna. And, well, obviously, a lot of these were ones from my childhood, and yeah, I had fun talking about them, but eventually it really came to the conclusion that this isn't really something I want to particularly talk about, simply due to the fact that, oh, well, it was nice. It's not really content I want to make, and I think that's the biggest driving force. Is sometimes there's just a simple video that I really just don't care too much to really continue with. Yeah, sometimes I have ideas that I do want to go through, but not really having the passion to do so. I've had this happen with quite a few games actually. I was gonna make videos about the Fallout games, but that never really happened because, well, while I did like Fallout New Vegas, I didn't really know how well it would transfer over to videos. Hence why there's some games that I haven't really done reviews of or all the videos is because simply I either know only to review them or I don't know how I would approach them for a video. So this can definitely be a bit of a tricky thing, and there's some people that generally have a better shot at doing stuff like that than I do, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, obviously not judging, and yeah, honestly really happy that people are able to take any form of media and make a video about it, be it good, bad, mixed, anything. But with me, I know my strengths when it comes to making videos, and there's times that making a video on something just doesn't really seem all that interesting, and I've had this happen a few times. You know, the music reviews, I did them for quite a few years, and it eventually occurred to me that this isn't really something I want to really do anymore. While they were fun and did certainly get a lot of attention, and believe me, I am very thankful for the attention that this channel did get. Well, Moonlight Belladonna, but I'm also very thankful for the attention that this channel got with the anime reviews. And even though I won't upload anime reviews anymore, I'm very much thankful that this channel and Moonlight Belladonna were able to become as successful as they were because of those. Because there's no doubt that there's some people that will only have watched those. There's no doubt that people only watched me because of the music reviews, or because of the anime reviews, or even some of the book videos. There might have been some people that might have only subbed me for the Skyrim stuff or Grand Theft Auto. And, well, I mean, if I don't upload those anymore, I mean, hey, leave, that's perfectly fine. But of course, yeah, I'm definitely happy with what I upload. I will definitely admit that there's some things I just might stop uploading, or I might just not upload on a particular media for a bit. Like with Resident Evil, I originally had those saved for like near Halloween, and so that just wasn't. So this really weren't being uploaded at the time. Yeah, and it kind of was the same with Call of Duty. Like I actually want to do more Call of Duty stuff, but you know, have had trouble really only not doing Call of Duty reviews. Like I know I want to rank all the games. I want to do like other videos, but I will definitely admit there's been times that it's been a bit of a hassle to talk about other stuff because I'm not reviewing it or so. But of course, that's honestly really just that's really just my opinion on saying that, and I guess the last thing I will say that is if when it comes to not talking about a piece of media or maybe switching up the content you make on YouTube, I guess you would know when a time comes when you just kind of feel like, would this be something I want to continue doing? Because I've had that feeling quite a few times. The anime reviews, I've had that pop up. I'm like, yeah, is this really something I want to do? Well, I respect those who review anime. I did have quite a lot of YouTubers I did look up to for that. And I look up to some game reviewers, but there's times that like I'd see what they're doing and I'm like, honestly, I don't know if I would do what they're doing because it just seems a bit too challenging to really do. And obviously huge respect towards them, but I guess part of being a YouTuber or just maybe an influencer, I also would not say I'm an influencer. I mean, I'd say I'm a YouTuber, but I'd say at times I could barely even be one. I'd say really annoying thing about that is that you will know when to move on to another piece of content when you do feel like it. And sometimes it might be surprising. Sometimes you might not want to move on so easily. I've had this with a few times, when it came to the anime reviews. I kind of was realizing that, I should review these more and more. But just as time progressed, it's just like, these aren't really things I want to really talk about as much. I'm doing all these other videos. So, and it's the same thing when it came to music content. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing more gaming content or getting further into that. And with music content, it's like, I like it, it's just, I don't think I'm really cut out for that. So, so I think that's just kind of really just what I feel about switching up content and like when you realize that something you might have talked about generally might be nearing its end. And that's not to say that I regret ever switching content. No, I'm never gonna regret anything I upload. At least for the most part. There's a few videos that honestly, like, weren't the best, and I've talked about them quite a few times. But there's also some videos that I've uploaded. I look back at them and I'm like, these were pretty good. Like, I look back at the Call of Duty Ghost review. I like that one. It was a pretty fun review and generally was one of my most favorite reviews and still one of my favorite games. And, I'm hoping I can talk about it again sometime. It's the same thing with the Everything Wrong with Pokemon series. Those videos technically kind of ended, at least for now. Sure, I could continue them with other videos. I could continue them with Legends EA, which, I mean, that will happen, but I could have them continue with Mass Effect or Grand Theft Auto, which at one point I did, but at another point it's just, you sometimes gotta ask yourself, there's a, like, sometimes you just gotta ask yourself, is it worth uploading this stuff? Because I think that's the big question. Is uploading a video worth it, or is uploading that video only being done just so you can keep something going? And that's the thing. Most like all the content I make, I want to make it because I want to make it, not because it's expected to, or because it would get views. Because no, I never want to be. I never want to be someone who only uploads on YouTube just get all sorts of views. And nothing against the people who do that. That's not why I made my channel. I made my channel because I like talking about fun games. I like talking about cool games. I like talking about games that, other people talk about. I like talking about games that no one talks about. I just like talking about games or media I like. And if that gets views, then cool. If that doesn't, cool. All of my videos could be getting one view a piece and I'd still be happy because I'm still making something. I've been uploading on YouTube for almost 6 years at this point, and on both channels I have a little over 100 subs. I'm honestly thankful for all of it. Doesn't really matter to me if a video gets 5,000 views or 500 or even 50 or even 5. Honestly, it's just the fact that I made it is what makes me happy in the first place. And that generally makes me surprised when stuff like the Pokemon video or or that Mind's Eye video I made, get so much. Then I'm also surprised that other videos like, the Modern Combat review or the Doom playthroughs got that much attention. Honestly, anything I upload, I'm just kind of happy if it gets attention. And I upload it because I generally want to talk about stuff like this. So I guess that's pretty much what I, upload on YouTube and why, and how I realized that something might have ran its course. That doesn't mean that I might never do it ever again. It just means that I might do something different, or I might just simply hold on for a few years. Honestly, I don't know. But some cases, there's just knowing that a piece of content you made generally might be the final thing you've made for that particular piece of, I guess, for that particular idea. But these are my thoughts on this. Obviously, I will, be back next time, with a new video. I don't know when, but there should be one by the end of this month. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and hope you all have a wonderful day.